Horror in life doesn't arrive suddenly. It's not a jolt or a reflexive scream. Rather, it's a gradual realization that unfolds over years, requiring time to shape, decay, and proliferate. True horror is agonizing, often tinged with sorrow and tragedy. It manifests as a slow deterioration, severing one from all sources of solace and joy. This is the kind of horror I've experienced since learning of my mother's passing. The circumstances surrounding her death only compounded the anguish. It wasn't a gradual demise allowing for reconciliation, adjustment, or farewells. She hadn't been battling a long-term illness or infection. Her end came swiftly and unexpectedly. My mother, a devout Catholic who had been living alone following a divorce, and my brother's departure, was found one October night by my brother. She lay in the downstairs bathroom, naked and bathed in her own blood, her wrists slit. She was 63 years old. Knowing suicide was considered a mortal sin in our faith, I couldn't help but entertain unsettling thoughts about her passing. These thoughts harkened back to my childhood and our family home, particularly the old wooden doors. It all began with my struggle to sleep. Since I can remember, I grappled with sleep terrors and nightmares, a challenge my grandmother, who raised me during my parents' working hours, attested to. She recounted a stormy night when she sensed a malevolent presence in the house, urging my parents to address it through prayers, which they dismissed. As I grew, so did my insomnia, which I attributed to the ominous wooden doors scattered throughout our home. Their plain, austere design concealed a deeper malevolence, their wooden veneers hosting grotesque figures and haunting faces, tormenting me day and night. These doors became conduits for my childhood fears, fueling my imagination and feeding my nightmares. My sleep disturbances weren't confined to the realm of dreams. I began sensing unseen entities lurking at the periphery of my vision, dark shapes with glistening eyes, stirring primal fear within me. Despite my mother's attempts to comfort and reassure me, I remained haunted by these malevolent forces, convinced they were demons preying on my vulnerability. My family's deep religious convictions only intensified my fears, leading to prayers, blessings, and ultimately a renovation, replacing the ominous doors with benign ones. Yet, even as the physical doors changed, the psychological scars remained, haunting both me and my mother, who began experiencing the same nightmares that once plagued me. As I distanced myself from religion and embraced a more secular worldview in college, the specter of demonic influence faded, but the memory lingered, resurfacing with my mother's untimely death. Returning to my childhood home, now a shadow of its former self, I confronted memories of fear and unease, grappling with unanswered questions about my mother's final days. The revelation that my father had never replaced the doors, merely painted them white, shattered my perception of reality, leaving me to ponder the true nature of the horrors that had plagued our home. In the wake of my mother's passing, I'm left to reconcile the inexplicable with the rational, grappling with the lingering legacy of fear and uncertainty that still permeates my childhood home.